Hi, hello, hi, how you doing? Hope you're having a lovely week. It's Kakuma Chavoita here. Welcome to another episode of Wednesday Diaries, where we talk about, motivation, the Word of God, inspiration. It's all here, it's all here. And hoping that you are, in the manifestation of God's presence. Yeah, so today I actually have a very interesting story I want to share with you guys. It's the story of Elijah. Elijah, we hear about Elijah. Ah, I'm so excited. I'm so excited, trust me. And it's from the book of Kings, actually. Yeah, and if you want to go through all those details, you can find them in the book of Kings. That should be Kings chapter 18. Yeah, starting from verse 1. Going forward, you find the story of the great prophet Elijah. So it's actually a very interesting topic, because the story of Elijah happened in the reign of King Ahab and Queen Jezebel. Ah, come on. I mean, when you just hear the name Jezebel, I mean, you have to feel that chill. I mean, this woman. Ugh. I mean, we have King Ahab who was sort of weaker than the man. I mean, the woman herself, Jezebel. Jezebel was, guys. Jezebel was a beast. Jezebel was ruthless. Jezebel was feared. Eesh. Well, when you even read the Bible, you can even feel, that those goosebumps and that chill. But that's the girl. That's the girl, Jezebel. And the story of Elijah, a lot of people in Israel actually, because these people were like royalties in Israel. So a lot of Israelites turned away from God. Right? They turned away from God and they were worshiping the what's this? The gods of Baal. The the gods of Baal were in the image of Jezebel. You can put it in that way. And you can just think of Baal as a fake prophet. These fake statues. They worshipped those statues and they turned away from God. And God didn't like it. And so he sent Elijah, commanded him to say, go to King Ahab and tell him that there will be no rainfall for 3 years. And as soon as Elijah said this, yeah, he dipped. He went somewhere in the wilderness, and yeah, in those wilderness, God directed Elijah to go to a place somewhere where he would meet a widow who had a son. So he wandered in the wilderness and met that widow, and the widow, offered him some food. So Elijah asked for some food from this widow, and she said, I don't have enough. I only have like enough food for like today, like for me and my son. What are you talking about? And Elijah was just like, just do what I've told you and bring me a loaf of bread, please. And then that jar and that oil that you have will never run out. And that happened. They had enough food the whole time until the widow's son got very sick and he passed away. Yeah, so was very sad. The widow went to Elijah and said, "Did you really come to remind me of my sins and you killed my son?" Elijah just got the son and went upstairs to bed and said, "God, you are the God. You brought me here for a purpose. This woman has been good to me. Why did you have to do this terrible thing?" He stretched his arms on the kid and prayed. And the kid began to breathe again. That's how great God is. That's how powerful this God is. And the woman believed to say, "This is truly a man of God." And see, then Elijah decided to go back to say now, because it was now like almost 3 years. So he was deciding to go back now to King Ahab. And there in the palace, there was Abadiah, who was a servant of God. And as King Ahab had ordered to kill the prophets of God, King Ahab and Jezebel had ordered to kill prophets of God in Israel. Abadiah decided to hide some of these prophets. He divided them in groups of 50, and there were two. In groups of 2, and there were 50. Yeah. After dividing them, he hid them. He provided them with shelter and, of course, food. And the King Ahab, there was no water in the whole palace, So he called Abadiah and was like, "Let's go to the springs and look for water." So as Abadiah was, wandering, he encountered Elijah. And he was like, "Oh my God, you're Elijah, it is you, I remember you." And it was like, yep, that's me. How are things going there? Yeah, so Elijah told Obadiah to say, "Go to the king, actually, and tell Ahab to say, I'll be coming." Yeah, I'll be coming. And this is the reason why I was saying, when you talk about King Ahab and Jezebel, you have to feel that chill, because Jezebel was ruthless. Jezebel was fair. I'm telling you, that woman. We saw that story where that woman was hiding skeletons in the house, right, for the man. I think Jezebel had skeletons, man. When you look at Jezebel. But yeah, Elijah told Obadiah this, and Obadiah was like, "Elijah, you want me to go there to the palace and tell them that I've found you? You should come. What if you run away? What if the Spirit of God just tells you to go to the shelter? What? Me, I'll put you to death." And Elijah said, "By the commandment of the Spirit of God, I tell you that I will come and I will be there." So Obadiah obeyed, went to tell King Ahab. King Ahab prepared himself to meet Elijah. And this is when the story kind of gets interesting. That's off to the drought. Elijah and the king, they actually did meet. So that is King Ahab. So this story is coming when you read the story of of Elijah. When you look at the book, I was saying, Kings 18. When you start from verse 1, you see the drought, and then you see he meets the widow, and then now he has an encounter with the prophets of Baal. Elijah has an encounter with the prophets of Baal. So this is how it happened, So after meeting the King Ahab, because he was requesting to me, and he said, because he was so disappointed to see a lot of people worshiping a fake God, right? So he told Ahab to say, "You have all these prophets, right? I want you to get that quickly." So Elijah tells Ahab, said, "You have 450 prophets. You have a lot of prophets, the prophets of Baal, the prophets who worship this fake God." Ahab was, how dare you call my God a fake God? And Elijah was just like, he was like, "Okay, I challenge you to a challenge." Yeah, he was like, "Challenge you to a challenge. You will bring your prophets, and we will go on the mountain, and we will sacrifice our altars to God, and we will see who is worshiping the true God. Now, isn't that interesting? I think it is. Well, this happened, and the day came, the guys were organizing everything. So Elijah was like, you know what? I'll give you the pleasure. You go first. You can go first, man. Just do your thing. So they did their thing. They killed the bull, cut it in pieces, and put it there. And they prayed. They prayed like hard. They prayed and prayed and prayed and prayed, and they started cutting themselves, to, remove the blood from their hands. Cause yeah, I know that's creepy, but that's what they did, and there was definitely no response. There was no answer, and Elijah was just like, he even started. This is the Bible that said this. He started mocking. He was like, maybe your God is like sleeping, or maybe he's like taking a power nap or something. Maybe he's like somewhere doing his thing or something like that. But yeah, he mocked them. And then he just got up and was like, my turn. So he just prepared the altar and everything, killed the bull, cut it in pieces, presented it to the altar, and he said, God, you brought me here as your servant. Can you show these people who really is God and save them? And fire burst. It burst so hard. People bowed to the ground and gave themselves to God. Interesting, right? But now, the story doesn't end there. Nope. So after this, Elijah ordered the men and said, hold these fake prophets captive, took them to the sea and killed them all. He killed them all. And this just shows you how faithful and how the faith made Elijah so strong, for the ministry of God. And then, King Ahab went back to the palace. And I like this part. I want you to hear this. When he went back to the palace and he told Jezebel what had happened and how Elijah had killed all the prophets, this was her response. This is coming from the book of Kings, chapter 9, verse 18. Kings chapter 9, 19, verse 2. And I'm going to read it out loud to you. And so the Bible reads, after King Ahab said this to her, and she said to him, she sent a message to Elijah, may the gods strike me dead if by this time tomorrow I don't do the same thing to you that you did to the prophets. And this is Jezebel saying this. I mean, Ahab is like there, like wondering, like, what, what are you talking about? And I'm like, oof. I'm just like wondering the whole situation, how it's going about, And the next verse was surprising. The next verse was really surprising. So let's go to this. Verse 3. Elijah was afraid and fled for his life. He took his servant and went to Beersheba in Judah. Leaving the servant there, chapter 4, Elijah walked the whole day into the wilderness. He stopped and sat down in the shade of a tree and wished he would die. Amen. Yeah. Now, this is unreal. We're talking about Elijah here, right? So, Elijah, who just killed 450 prophets, who just wept with God to bring a drought and brought back the rains. This is the Elijah, just, you know, Jezebel, this is what I said, that was feared. She was ruthless. Hello? This is Elijah we're talking about. Elijah did all this physically among thousands of men. He did all this, and just by word of mouth from Jezebel saying, I want your head. Elijah dipped, Elijah dipped all those two things he had straight. I think so much. You have a God who's doing all this for you, and then after hearing just a word from Jezebel saying, I want your head, you run away, you dip in the wilderness. Now, I'm looking at time. I'll definitely continue this story next time. But I want you to know that whatever situation you're going through, whatever it is, God is there for you. You understand? What is impossible right now? What is it? Because, I'm looking at this story and we can relate. I mean, do you really trust God? I mean, He's God. There's no words for it. It's just God. What is it that is draining away from the faith you're supposed to have? The Bible tells us that if you pray and you ask, the man of God it shall be given. Are you praying? The word, meditating the word. It's been really great. I'm planning to upload this on my YouTube channel. Please. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. Follow my socials. We need to do this more, and very soon I'll be sharing the WhatsApp link where we can